everyone, this is Tim McDonald coming to you with another TChat preview, and I am really excited today to be talking with Marion, who's going to be our guest next week on TChat Radio, Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then again, guest moderating our Twitter chat, TChat, on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. How you doing today, Marion?
Doing great, Tim. How are you?
Excellent. I'm so excited to have you here. We're talking about social business and charitable giving, and it's one of these topics I've always heard it as social good, and so it's always something that's kind of near and dear to me. I'm very passionate about it myself, so I'm really excited that we're going to be talking about this. But before we kind of get into what we're going to be talking about, why don't you just tell us a little bit about you and what your company does?
Sure. So, So Rewarding is a company that's actually 5 years old. We started it back in, 5 years ago. But essentially, the premise of the company is to unite a community, from the small businesses to the large corporations, the consumers, and then obviously the nonprofits. It's a site that we just launched. If you go to sorewarding.com right now, we launched it back in November of 2012, the latest iteration of it, and we were only in Denver, but now we're expanding nationally.
Well, excellent. And so let me ask you this. I mean, I know we're going to be getting into a lot more next week, but just if you could tell me one thing or the biggest problem that you see with the workplace and how they are socially, allowing their employees to be able to socially give in the workplace.
Well, I think one of the biggest problems that we've seen over, the last 3-4 years of research is that a lot of corporations, but also individuals, want to give back, but they just tend to forget about it. They tend to forget about nonprofits or how to give back, or just keeping the idea of philanthropy in the forefront of their minds has been really tough. Not only for corporations, but for individuals. Sometimes you see something really moving, maybe online or on TV, and all of a sudden you think of philanthropy or helping and giving, but it's just unfortunately not there constantly on people's minds, and So Rewarding is setting out to change that.
Well, excellent. Well, this is going to be a very interesting conversation. I think there's a lot to talk about. I think you bring up a very great point. Especially with everything that's been going on this week, we think about what's at the forefront of our minds. But once this news dies down and once we move on to the next story, we forget everything that happened. And I mean, when I talk about this week, there's so many different things that happened this week.
Yeah.
So, I think that's going to be very, very interesting conversation, both next week on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. on TChat Radio, and then again on Wednesday on TChat Twitter chat at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. So, Marion, until we see you and hear you next week on the show, how can people get in touch with you if they want to contact you?
So they can email us directly. You can call our offices. You can follow me on Twitter at Marion75. You can get in touch with me through Facebook. There's many different ways, but obviously through the site. Anyone's free, feel free to call or email, whatever it may be.
And your site is?
sorewarding.com. So it's www.sorewarding.com.
Excellent. Marion, thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll look forward to hearing you next week on TChat Radio and TChat Twitter chat.
Thank you, Tim. Great speaking with you.